We had 3 acquisitions in a matter of about a year, doubled in size, right? And so those of you that have gone through acquisitions, it's an interesting thing. We didn't buy actually full companies, we bought business units of companies, which makes it even a little more challenging. So strategy, data, process, all of that stuff crashing in on us. And at one point, sales, right, asked marketing, right? What can you do for us? You know, and ultimately it was help us prioritize. So we probably went from 100 or 200,000 accounts to 300,000 accounts to 400,000 accounts. How do you make sense of that?
Yeah,
right?
If you're an ISR, if you're an SDR and you're sitting at your computer and you get, we just finished with the AeroHive acquisition and, there's an additional 30,000 customers in our CRM. And you sit down in the morning and you look at your account list and you just see hundreds and thousands of more accounts and contacts you need to reach out to. How do you focus? How do you prioritize? And this is really our ask and how we partner together to make sure that our teams are working efficiently and as effectively as possible.
And so when sales sat down and said, marketing, we need you to do this, it kicked off kind of a series of events. And so the journey of what I call around account intelligence is the end result of this. And so we named what we're working on Project Orion. When someone asks me, what is Orion? It's all about intelligent account targeting and prioritization, right? How can we take buying signals? How can we take data elements and be more smart about what it is? And how can we help sales use it? So it's a customer data platform. When we rolled back and we wanted to try and figure out how to take advantage of the data, what new data could we take advantage of? And then ultimately, how do you think about it? There's this account intelligence framework. There were 3 pillars to it. The first is fit. So you've heard that a lot today, right? Predictive models, predictive analytics. But what it allows us to do is ensure that we're choosing the right accounts from the get-go. And then we layer in intent, right? It's one of the reasons we're here, to learn more about intent. That's a buying signal. It's a great buying signal. Third element, engagement. And so we're using a second Bombora tool called Visitor Insights. So we're taking those, putting it into the customer data platform, and we're doing a lot of things with it. Out comes account intelligence.
Right, and when you look at this is a lot of information if you're a sales rep. If you look at fit, intent, and engagement all on its own, that's a lot of information that you need to be working through as an individual person. So I think the beauty of what we're doing with Orion is bringing predictive models, bringing the web research and the engagement all into one actionable view within Salesforce. So when you have an inside sales rep sit down at their desk and at their computer, they can just scroll down to the account view and see all the insights that they need to see in one place that they can action. So it's making a difference for our teams and how they go about their days and just the DNA of how we bring people into the company and train them on the tools that we use now.
We worked with Bombora. We started a direct relationship. We did a wonderful exercise, and I would highly recommend, if you're a customer or a prospect, take some opportunity data, give it to Bombora, and have them do a historical analysis on the topics that you're thinking about or you're working on. Because you're going to see if you've chosen the right topics, and you're going to see it proven out in the data. So we did that. We then built clusters. Third thing we did is we started taking advantage of our predictive models. So we have predictive models running. So now we're starting to take pieces of data and intelligently package it together for impact.
And this is huge for us. Obviously, if you see the A's and B's, they're converting at a way higher level. And if you go to the C's and D accounts, those are actually negative conversions, right? If we focus our team's efforts on C and D accounts, we're just wasting time and wasting money.
With channel partners, but we used Orion data. So it was partner-led, focused on fit, focused on intent. What was really cool is we were able to bring in the clusters. So now all of a sudden, depending on where an account was clustering, the firm knew what talk track. They had nurture emails. And so this really all started to play. So what did we see out of this? We saw a bunch of pipeline. We saw early revenue from it. You saw partners who had never engaged with us calling for more. It was at this point that management knew that we had kind of done it right, kind of struck gold. We're going to kind of take a step towards Bombora Visitor Insights. And so when I asked the question how many people were using it, not a lot of hands went up. I think this is a really great tool that Bombora sells, and it's really IP intelligence for your website. I want to know when customers or prospects are on the website. And so we brought this tool live. You know, the comment, 85 to 90% of your traffic on your website is anonymous. You don't know anything about them. This tool gives us great insights into who these accounts are. Working off IP addresses, you're able to get firmographics. We're able to take that data, put it into Orion, and now we're able to feed out to sales what they want to know. Which accounts are on the website? How many people are on the website? What are they doing? How long are they staying there? From a web perspective, this was a really kind of a neat thing we stumbled upon. There's integrations into Google Analytics. So your web team now can take pretty anonymous Google Analytics reports and bring all of the Bombora data into it. And it changes the way that you think about your website and look at it. For me as a marketer, we're able to take all this data, bring it in and layer it into everything else we're doing. And it's the third pillar, right? It's engagement. So right now, you know, we've got a couple of hundred opportunities that have been tagged to the Orion effort, millions of dollars in pipe, millions of dollars in revenue, not the 300 million that SAP was talking about, maybe someday, but really examples of success. We've got sales talking about this information. Honestly, we have partners asking to consume it. Pretty good stuff. Honestly, one piece of advice, right? A lot of what you've heard, you know, might seem technical, might seem like you can't do it. Choose 10 topics. Start small and just have some quick wins. Make some mistakes, right? Fail fast, fail and move on. But get it moving because the stuff works.